Hello everyone, I'm Aaron Ploetz from DataStax, and today I'm going to take you through building a simple DSE 6.9 cluster and then going through some simple usage of both the DataAPI and CQL. All right, let's go. All right, so first I'm in mission control here. Just nice and easy, we're going to say create cluster. We're going to enter a cluster name, snakes and arrows. All right, and we want DataStax Enterprise DSE. We're going to go for version 6.9.0. We don't need to override the image. So for a data center, we'll say Far Cry. And let's specify our data plane context. We're going to name our rack R40. How about that? All right. So nodes per rack, we're going to say 3. Resource requests. Let's go with, just for testing here, 8 gigs of RAM, just a standard storage class. And, you know, if we can go like 10 gigs of storage, that'll be plenty. Entering a password there. I want internode encryption, backup restore. All right, and backup configuration, well, none there. Okay, so heap amount, let's go 4 gigs. No external data centers, and we do, in fact, want to deploy the DataAPI. All right, create cluster. All right, so now I can actually go into the cluster option here, and we can watch our DSE 6.9 cluster come up. Okay, cluster is moving along. We have 3 nodes showing as starting. We can see that we're looking at a version of 6.9.0 on all 3 nodes. 2 out of the 3 nodes have IP addresses, so this is starting to work. Okay, we have a node that's running. Look at that. Our 10.120.7.20. That's Snakes and Arrows, Far Cry R40 STS0 is now up and running. Outstanding. Just waiting on one final node to come up here. Also note that DSE 6.9 is running on Java 11 behind the scenes as well. Oh, and there we go. All 3 nodes are up. So there you have it. We have a cluster running on DataStax Enterprise 6.9 with the DataAPI enabled. So for these next steps to work, you will actually have to expose 2 ports to your cluster. Specifically, the DataAPI needs port 8181. And for those of you who have been using Cassandra and DataStax Enterprise for a while now, you know that to connect with CQL, you need port 9042. So just make sure both of those are open. Additionally, you will need to build your cluster's token for access via the DataAPI. Your token can be composed from the result of a kube control get secret command. This can actually show the base64 encoded username and password that we set up during cluster creation inside of mission control. Once you have that data, you essentially compile your token with the string Cassandra, base64 encoded username, base64 encoded password. And in this case, it looks like this. But make sure that you get this token together before proceeding to the next step. Okay, I'm going to start by creating a new key space. I'm going to do it with the DataAPI. And through the DataAPI, you'll actually use the create namespace and send that on a post request. So I'm going to name this default key space. It's going to have a class of network topology strategy. And I'm going to set my Far Cry data center for 3 replicas. All right. There we go. I see a 200 OK. Yep, status 1. OK. Okay, next, inside of my default key space, namespace, I'm going to invoke the create collection command, also on a post, and I'm going to name my new collection library. All right, and I got a 200 OK, and that works. Next, I'm going to insert a record into my library collection, which is inside the default key space namespace. I'm going to use the insert one command, and I'm going to send that as a part of a post. I'm going to define my document like this. I'm just going to be some properties you might see in a book, like title, author, image, publisher. So let's send that through. All right, and that responds with a 200 OK, and I get an ID. Next, I'm going to do a find one, and I'm going to just pull that one record back that I've created. So I'm doing a find one, sending it apart as a post. I'm going to specify a filter of _ID equals, and I'm going to set the ID that was just returned to me. And if I run that, I get a 200 OK, and I see my book document coming back. By the same token, no pun intended, if I wanted to actually have a look at what I've just done through CQL shell, I can say use default key space, and I can say select star from library. And you can see here is my document out there. I could even say select star from library where key equals, and we'll say 1, comma, and I'll paste in that document ID, and bam, there it is. Comes right back, just like that. Similarly, if I wanted to create a traditional table using Cassandra table using CQL shell, I could go ahead and say create table, and we'll say keyword, and we'll say day bucket integer, keyword ID integer, keyword text text, and we'll say primary key day bucket keyword ID. All right, and then I can go ahead and insert some data into there. Then we can say select star from keyword, and bam. So in this way, DSE 6.9 allows you to use both the new data API as well as traditional Cassandra and CQL shell data modeling methods. For more information on DataStax Enterprise, just head out to datastax.com/products/datastax-enterprise. There you can find all the information you need, including downloads and documentation. Thank you and have a great day.